So Tigers Guardians, this game close to a pick'em. Cleveland short favorites at home, -115. Total of 7 runs. Jack Flaherty v. Slade Ciccone. And as I mentioned, I don't really trust either of these starters, but I will say this. I don't really trust either of these offenses either. Like we talked about this yesterday, how Cleveland coming into the postseason had the worst on-base percentage of any team in the postseason since 1968. And then you look at this Tigers team who still can't scratch across runs. Like first game of the series, they scored 2 runs, and luckily they had a masterful performance from Tariq Skubal. But then yesterday, they scored a single run. You are not going to win many games scoring 1 single run. But Slade Ciccone is an easier matchup. I'll say this. I don't feel like I have a strong feeling on this because I've never wanted to pick a side, and we haven't done that the last 2 days. We have been honed in on a total. But let me ask you this. Do you trust Jack Flaherty and Slade Ciccone enough to play a total in this one?
No, I do not. This is the ultimate sort of mental pretzel when you're trying to handicap a total, right? Because if you look at the past 7 meetings between these two teams, we have seen 7 runs or less. They've hit 7 twice or under. So if you're playing under 7, the track record is certainly in your favor. At the same time, do you want to trust 2 guys that have the propensity to get blown up, which they absolutely could? There'll be a quick hook in this game, but you can say, well, the trends are play the under. Obviously, it's a winner-go-home situation, so it's going to be managed very tightly. But also, with these 2 guys, all it takes is 1 swing of the bat and then the over hits. So I just don't think I'm going to play this after hitting the under in the past 2 games.
Yeah, I think that betting requires discipline to the point where you say to yourself, oh, well, it kind of looks like it would be an under, but not all of the factors are aligning. You wait until another game. You don't force it and say, well, it might be another under because, it might be. I still don't really trust these offenses. But again, you have Slade Ciccone who came in to the postseason. His last regular season start gave up 4 runs in 4 innings. And then you have Jack Flaherty, who's 0-3 against the Guardians this year with a 3.94 ERA. So it's just not one of those things where I want to pick a side or a total, so I won't. But Jenks, just for fun, who do you think is going to win this game?
I think it's going to be the Guardians. I trust Slade Ciccone a little bit more than I trust Jack Flaherty. And honestly, if we're looking back at this series and the way the season ended, where these 2 teams played each other a couple times, the only reason the Tigers won Game 1 is because Tariq Skubal was otherworldly. That was one of the best playoff performances, best individual performances I've seen on the mound in a long, long time. He was that good. And even then, the Tigers squeaked by a single run. So when you look back at recent history, when you look at how these teams played in the second half of the season, when you look at the Guardians getting some momentum yesterday and exploding late in that game, I feel like I go with Cleveland here.
It feels like one of those gut feeling plays. It just feels like the Guardians have had the Tigers number all season long, especially at the end. And it just feels like that's kind of going to be the thing for me today. And especially it's a home game. I don't know. I don't know if it's voodoo magic or if it's another infield error that gives them the winning run, but it feels like that would be a very fitting end to a series that's had all kinds of drama.